Hey, this one is for everyone who thinks crypto is going somewhere. This one is for everyone who believes their assets are going to be worth a lot more in the future than they currently are. And you're also curious about how to structure your companies and your businesses and your trusts to mitigate tax and make the most out of your life, right? That's the intention of the majority of you here. Now, I am not a professional estate planner or business structure guy. I don't know these things like the back of my hand. This is conceptual. And what I'm about to explain to you is conceptually what the likes of Donald Trump do to mitigate tax and allow wealth to flow generationally through their family without tax exposure. Now, usually I would want lots of views on my videos, but if you are watching this, keep it to yourself. Now, it's really important to note that, like I said earlier, I am not a professional in these things. What I've found over time is that I actually have many connections and an ability to connect people to the right people. I'm finding that as time goes on, outside of this channel and more of a business perspective, me being a connector and a facilitator has actually been something I've found that I'm pretty good at. And in today's video, I'm going to help you connect to professionals that you need in your area. And if you can bring something like what today's video is about to them, they'll be mind blown. But let's stop procrastinating and let's get into it. I'm gonna write this down on a piece of paper. You're gonna watch me write down this whole structure. I hope you understand it. And if you don't understand it, well, take it to the professional that you trust. And also maybe I'll be able to answer those questions in the comments if you put them there. So I'm gonna do it like this, and I apologize for my bad writing in advance. So to any trust, you have three parts of a trust. You have the grantor who creates the trust. You have the trustee who owns all the power of the trust. And then there's the beneficiary. And the beneficiary can benefit from the trust, right, financially. And so if we understand that concept, you'll understand how the rest of this works. So what we want to have here is an LLC. This is, in the UK, that's just a limited company, a limited liability company. This is a company that you set up, and that can do anything. It can actually be your business. It could also be a digital asset holding company. It could also just be a company that holds a trust within it. You can actually set up trust structures within the LLC. You can actually set up a business trust within the LLC. Now, the LLC plays a really important role, because what I found in conversations with high net worth individuals is that the main topic of conversation is ridding yourself of personal ownership or liability personally of owning certain things. So the way that operates is, let's say you've got me over here, I'm the separate entity. I would actually take ownership of 5 or 10% ownership of the LLC personally, whereas my business trust would then take the rest of the ownership of the company. So the business trust actually now holds 95% of the LLC. So when it comes to business, and let's face it, our businesses will be profitable. So we'll have, let's say we've got $1 million in that goes through the company. Well, now the business trust is liable for 95% of the tax, whereas you're only liable for tax on 5%. It's really important to start removing your personal ownership of things and having all of those things held within this structure. And we're talking about houses, even your current house, your current car, like everything that you own, your digital assets needs to not be in your name, it needs to be in your LLC's name within this trust structure. And so this is one really good way to mitigate personal tax. But what a CPA watching this or an accountant watching this would think, well, why would you put everything into a trust? The trust tax rates are like almost 40%. And that is way more than it would be for you as an individual. And that's where this gets a little bit interesting, because not just a business trust will be held within your LLC, but there'll be another trust underneath. And this would be a family trust. And these would be irrevocable trusts. I'm not going to get into that too deeply, but we have an LLC that owns a business trust, and within the business trust, there's a family trust. Why on earth would we do that? Within this structure, we are the trustee of the business trust. The beneficiary of the business trust is the family trust, and the grantor of the business trust is the LLC. Okay, so we're going back to that triangle thing. Now, when we look at this family trust, what's a really cool thing that you can do is you can transfer 100% of the profits made from that LLC held in that business trust down to the family trust as a gift. Okay, so you would gift all of the profits, let's say it's $1 million, and the profits here, so you've got 950K that you're moving now down into the family trust. And this move, because it is a gift to the family trust, is actually tax-free. When you get into the family trust, who would your beneficiaries be of your family trust? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. It's your family, right? You want your family to benefit from these things. And so what you do is, instead of just giving your family money, like salary almost from the trust structure, what you want to do is actually have these insurance packages. And in America, you call these whole life policies. I've just put full there, but I mean whole. So you have whole life policies, and you have open whole life policies for each one of your children. So you could have your wife in there, you could have child 1, child 2, child 100, depends how much effort you're going into there to have children. And these whole life policies essentially allow you to fund the policies with this money. So the money that comes in through the company that filters down through the business trust into the family trust now filters down and gets divided up and put into these insurance policies. Now, these insurance policies, the way they're structured is that they allow you to basically access the money and get loans on the policies, collateralize the policies to get, at the end, tax-free money. So that tax-free money comes as a result of taking loans, my writing is horrible here, taking loans against these policies that you've created within the family trust. Now, let's look at what we've done here as a whole. We've taken $1 million into the business. We've transferred that down. We've had minimal, what is this? You're liable for $50,000 of the $1 million. You're liable to pay tax on it personally as an individual. But as you go down, the business trust takes that money. The business trust moves that money as a gift down to the family trust. That money is now put in to your children and beneficiaries of these whole life insurance policies. You're now taking loans against the policies, and you've got tax-free money that you can spend on cash flowing assets, or your family can spend on cash flowing assets, generating generational wealth, right? Because now you're moving money without losing really anything to tax along the way, but you've got full use of the money. Now, what's really important as well is that within this family trust, the family trust can actually hold digital assets, cars, homes. Any investment that you make that you want to hold can be held within this family trust, and the earnings from those just fund these whole life policies, which you can get your tax-free money on. Now, if that sounds crazy to you, that structure, well, the likes of Donald Trump, anyone who's in the billions and the millions, they're using that structure to filter their money through their system without being too exposed to tax. That is just the way it goes. And obviously there's certain terminologies and words that we use that will be different in the UK, different in Australia, different in every country. All of these words are American words. Like a whole life policy doesn't exist in the UK, it has a different name. So now I alluded to the idea that we're going to be announcing something in this video. And I hope that today's video is the perfect place to do that, because you're looking at this structure that I've written out 4 or 5 times just to make sure I understand it. And it's all American. It can be quite complicated. You can go way deeper. And I already know that you're someone who takes this stuff seriously and wants to understand. Now, I've taken it as my responsibility to allow my community, which is global, by the way, every country in the world, it seems like, watches these videos. I want to make this information as accessible as possible, not through me, because like I said, I'm not a professional in this. I'm just trying to understand and learn it myself, but I am able to connect you to the right people in your countries who understand what's going on. You can show them this structure and they go, yeah, I get it. I understand how that incorporates with digital assets and your plans and your estate structure. You might remember a while ago I asked you to put 1% in the comments of my video on a topic that was discussing how to become your own bank. Well, that wasn't for no reason, right? I've done that absolutely deliberately. Over 1,000 people have put down their emails to be notified when this very project is announced, and here it is. I am very proud to announce something that I know the audience needs. It's the 1% Mastermind. Within this mastermind, you'll be able to connect to professionals who understand digital assets in your country. It is my mission to help you assemble a team of people in accounting, law, estate planning, wills, business, venture capital, all of these areas. I want to be able to assemble a team for you so that you have a list of people you can call when your portfolio explodes. We all know how it's going to feel when we see that money come in. It's going to be sheer panic. Now, everyone else who's not in this mastermind would be more liable to go and buy a Lamborghini and buy houses for their whole family. That might not actually be the best strategy. What you would have as part of the 1% Mastermind is a contact list, a team, a dream team assembled for you that you can contact, and they immediately understand digital assets and what you're trying to do. And more than that, there will be a library of content specifically answering the questions that you as individuals are asking about your situation. And all of those videos will be accessible and included in the mastermind. In any way that you want to diversify or manage your wealth, the mastermind aims to connect you to the right individuals to make that happen. And the kicker here for this mastermind is that being part of it gives you access to amazing opportunities, discounts, connections to people you never thought you'd be connected to, and all of it within one place with like-minded individuals. So the mastermind is now available and open to join. The link to join is in the description. And I've only mentioned a fraction of the features that are going to be in the mastermind, but for the rest, you're going to have to go and find out. Stay emotionless, and I'll see you in the next one.